And I'm like, hold on, and I'm booting it. And he's getting mad because he was getting scared. He was scared. So he found out if he doesn't hold on to me, that I wouldn't boot it because I had to have him, I didn't want him flipping off the back of the bike. So I tried booting. I think I booted it once with him and I got to 80 or something. I wasn't going, maybe 70 to 80 miles an hour, not that fast. And for that bike. And he stopped holding on to me so I couldn't go fast. And I brought him back, and Lisa kind of would go out once in a while, but she hated it because I'd go so fast. And then I was going up to Hampton one day, and I said, I got to see how fast this motorcycle can actually go. And I got on the highway, and I stopped looking at the speedometer at about 100 and, I think it was somewhere between 150 to 160. I stopped looking down because I wanted to see in front of me. I was flying. I probably did about a buck 80. That's fast bike.
What happened to it?
I had to sell it when I bought this house.
You looked your bike.
I sold my bike and I sold my jet ski.
You had jet ski?
I had a jet ski. That was my fun toy. I used to be out in the water all the time in that thing. I could take off one foot, step on it, and just go. Take off right offshore, right up, not, everybody else, you kneel on it, and then you stand up, and you get used to it. I mean, it took me a while. I got dragged behind that thing for a long time before I got used to it. And then it was fun. Then we had to go out bombing around, and I swamped the guy's boat one time.
With water?
I just drove by him, and you just throw the thing, and you just throw it up on its side, and it would shh. Well, I went by his boat, and the guy that I worked with, Ray, was on the boat, and Danny was a mental case. Absolutely craziest guy in the world that I knew. The nuttiest person in the world. Him and I were going to have a 4x4 fight one time. Pulls out of the back of his truck 2 4x4s, throws them on the ground.
A 4x4?
4x4.
That's a gun?
What?
Is that a gun?
No, you know the wood that's holding,
oh.
that holds the jack?
Yeah.
4x4s. Big 4x4s. They were about this tall. He throws 2 of them on the ground. He goes, let's go at it with 4x4s. When Danny got drunk, he was a crazy man to be around.
Keep your away from him.
Cops ended up coming and arresting him. They didn't arrest me.
Did you fight him with 4x4s?
All that is was blocking a couple of times. He took a couple of swings. I wasn't going to. He was drunk. The cops came and took him. His neighbors were calling the cops on him anyhow. He was just being obnoxious.
And disturbing the peace.
Disturbing the peace. You should have seen the cops looking at him when 2 of us had 4x4s and he's swinging and I'm just blocking. I'm just blocking the being hit with the 4x4. He was crazy.
Did he have a mental issue?
But Danny was driving the boat, and I come up beside the boat, and Ray was in the boat, and I just swamped him a little, just threw water, fishtailed and threw water up, splashed him. I mean, it was a pretty good splash because it was coming from the jet ski. And Danny got mad, jumps in the driver's seat, woo, started chasing me across the lake, and I'm on the jet ski, and he had a pretty fast boat, and the bow of his boat was almost hitting the back of my head. He was trying to run me over to kill me. Danny was nuts. And I turned and I went into a cove where he couldn't get his boat. That was the only way I got away from him. Otherwise, if I stayed in the straight open water any farther, I probably would have ended up with a propeller. He was a nut. He was nuts. The back of his boat was like right up the back of my head.
Yeah, huh?
He was nuts.
What happened to him? Did he have a mental institution?
I haven't seen Danny in years.
Good, because he's probably like in a mental institution.
Well, Danny was a great guy, only when he got drinking, he was a crazy bastard. One day he got in his pickup truck, down at the bar, and he'd been drinking. He gets in his pickup truck, and he puts it in reverse. I forget what the heck. Somebody was parked in front of him, I think, and he puts it in reverse and boots it, pops into the lake. Sunk struck in the lake, right?
Yeah.
They had you see the 2 of them coming out. The only thing that didn't get in the water was the sunroof. He had a sunroof in his truck. He's standing out in his sunroof, and his truck was so wrecked. there was three in the cab. I was in the back with somebody else, and we were going down Route 9, and we were speeding, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. We would come back from a bar. And,
Was he the designated driver?
That night, Danny was hammered. I shouldn't have even gone with him, but Danny used to get bad. We get pulled over as we're going around the corner, and the blue lights come on. I'm like, cops! I'm in the back. Cop! He lays his truck sideways into the corner. Throw the beers out! We're tossing the beers on the corner so the cops didn't see us. Pulls around to the top of the bridge, and the cop catches up to us, pulls us over, gets out, reads him up, but his father was like a big wig in town, so the cops let him go. I don't know how. Nowadays it wouldn't happen, but back then, he let him go. And I was thinking, what an idiot. If he had rolled the truck, I would have been squished. You do dumb things sometimes.
Never get
Anything with
there.
Danny was dumb. I should have known never to do anything with Danny. Danny was a bad kid to hang out with. But when he was sober, he was a great guy. Drunk, he was the wildest.
Wildcat.
Like, came out of him. He'd just go nuts. He was just nuts. Absolutely nuts.
The thing is, you not do that. Why are you doing your camera everywhere you go?
I don't. I'm just bored.
I left the game thing in there, and so you said you wanted to play it.
Later.
What time is it, Dad?
That time.
What time is that?
12:27.
That time.
That time?
That time.
That time what?
We're getting close, so I'm going to have to go pick up some.
Open your mouth and you can do a marker.
It was like your mother. I think I already told you guys. Your mother used to yell at me all the time.
Mhm.
And when we had bought the house, there was a bunch of trees in the front yard, and I was cutting them down. She wanted me to go do something. I said, yeah, but I wanted to take down the tree in the front yard. It was driving me nuts.
You tell us the stories almost every weekend. You hit the house. Yeah.
Oh, alright. Too many times. Alright. Who's gonna go?
I am. You can see me.
Going?
Yeah. Someone sing.
No! Look, he's from here!
If I knew all about this one thing.
Real name Stewart, you go.
Was that her yelling at the cat yesterday that Duke and Cindy and Stories were?
That was the mom.
What's that?
That was the mom.
Oh, okay. No, it wasn't the daughter.